San Antonio is fortunate to have a host of iconic businesses. I have a friend who moved here from Michigan not long ago, and he said, I've never seen a city where every dinner party conversation, be it family gathering or sophisticated dinner party, eventually turns to somebody's experiences at H-E-B. Well, the same thing can be said of Bill Miller's. And I can only tell you from personal experience. I have daughters who, when they arrive at the airport from California, on the way home, have to stop at Bill Miller's. I have a son-in-law who played football in the NFL, who on the way in from the airport has to have sweet tea from Bill Miller's. And I can only tell you in my own office, I frequently have lunch at my desk, and my secretaries don't even ask what to bring in. They know it's going to be Bill Miller's, and sometimes that's happened 5 days in a week. So it's a special treat to recognize this family that has meant so much to our city, including things, not only the multiple outlets that they have, but things like making the land available downtown so that the University of Texas San Antonio can have a downtown branch. That was the Bill Miller family. Please, the tape.
People hate corporate food, and they really hate corporate barbecue. But our food is so good, people line up for it. It's so consistent that they line up to buy it. What I love about Bill Miller Barbecue is the challenge of running it. It is so difficult. It is so complex. Today we have 76 Bill Miller Barbecue restaurants. This is a challenge, yet it is so much fun.
Bill Miller's got their start in 1949 selling eggs door to door, and then recently thereafter started dressing chickens out of their garage. Bill Miller's opened their first store in 1954 and didn't open their second store until 1966 and started expanding more aggressively thereafter.
My dad suggested that I be a school teacher. That way I wouldn't have to worry about running a business. And that's where I was headed until between my junior and senior year. He called me in about April, and he said, could you come home and run the restaurant this summer? Your mother and I'd like to go to Europe. So I came home in May, they went to Europe, and I ran the restaurant. And by August, I said, when I finish school next May, I'm coming back to San Antonio, and I'm gonna take over Bill Miller Barbecue. My brother-in-law, Louis Vance, joined me, and as each of my brothers finished college, they joined me. And we began to build restaurants. That was the beginning of Bill Miller's.
Bill Miller Barbecue has been so successful, first of all, because of the product. It's a great product. They're also successful because they've got a tight-knit family. They don't make decisions lightly. The big decisions are made by the immediate family, and if everyone doesn't vote unanimously, the project does not go forward.
So we wouldn't do anything until we had unanimous approval. That was one of our agreements. Was in the past when we made decisions, we worked together. Our mother taught us this.
One of the special things about Bill Miller Barbecue is the use of a central commissary. They have a central commissary where they cook all of the meats and the baked goods and ship it out to over 75 different stores in different locations throughout southern Texas.
The Bill Miller Commissary was created because we wanted to create a system where we have the quality and the consistency delivered to every single restaurant every day.
We're cooking 30,000 pounds of choice brisket a night here, barbecuing for 18 hours. But you've got to remember that all that food is eaten and enjoyed by your customers one bite at a time. And the quality of that food has got to be so good, the consistency of that food has got to be so good that it'll bring your customers back.
A great saying that Bayless always uses is, you take care of your employees and they take care of you. And he does this by taking care of them through a number of good benefit programs and salaries.
The owners of Bill Miller Barbecue, they treat their employees with great respect. They give them tuition reimbursements, they pay them well, and they take care of them.
Our best people are our homegrown people. We're helping these kids get through college. They're coming back to work for us after they get out of college. We promote them from within. We're looking for talent and looking to promote them and pay them more money and keep them here. In the 1980s, San Antonio needed $350,000 for the Mom Patrol program, and they were going to have to shut down the crossing guard program in San Antonio. And we took that check over to the city council meeting the day they announced they were short of it.
They turned around to leave and go out the door when the mayor said, "Wait a minute, let's thank you properly." But it's typical of the way they think. It's nothing about the things, it's about doing what's right for the community.
There's a lot of needs in San Antonio, but we've tried to concentrate most of our giving towards education. The nursing school gift at University of the Incarnate Word was from my brother, John Miller, one of the four of us here that run the company. Our mother was a registered nurse, and they named the nursing school in honor of our mother.
They further showed their belief in education when they donated a large prime real estate area in downtown San Antonio to the University of Texas, San Antonio.
We're one of those rare family businesses. And I've been raised in it. Like my brothers and sisters, we all worked here. I just happen to be the oldest. We've been together for over 40 years. We still love each other. And it's rare to see. So that's the kind of family business that we've been over the years, and it's worked very well for us.
This is the land of opportunity. This is the great American melting pot. Tonight, I'm not referring in general to our United States of America, but to Bill Miller Barbecue and what the Miller family has created in our hometown. Literally tens of thousands of people in South Texas have had their first real job at Bill Miller. There, they learn the value of a customer, the value of a fair deal in product and service, the discipline that goes with systematically delivering what customers want day in and day out, and there they learned a deep, deep work ethic. Many of those people have taken what they've learned and parlayed it into a meaningful and rewarding career at Bill Miller. Or they've taken that knowledge, skill, and discipline to every other occupation in our city, our community, our South Texas, and created all sorts of opportunities for themselves and others around them. The Miller family sincerely loves its employees, loves them, and it credits them with building the grand business that Bill Miller has become. This is the land of opportunity for those who work hard. The Bill Miller family also loves its customers, and I mean in the most sincere way. They constantly express gratitude directly when they're in the stores where they eat, and through the trademark thanks given by the staff to every customer that leaves a Bill Miller restaurant. Who are those customers? They're a perfect cross-section of San Antonio and South Texas. The construction company owner is at the next table to the construction worker. The bank president and her lawyer are at the table next to the mailroom worker. Bill Miller serves an astounding 30 million meals a year, meaning that the average San Antonian eats there 15 times a year. And as you heard earlier from Secretary Cisneros, many go every single day. This is where San Antonio eats. This is the great melting pot. It's now my great honor to introduce my friends, Vivian Miller Vance, John Miller, Doug Miller, and Bayless Miller, the visionary chairman of this company, which exemplifies these special American values. Bayless will accept this award on behalf of 3 generations of his family. Please join me in welcoming the Bill Miller family into the Texas Business Hall of Fame.
We're so proud to be here tonight. Thank you, David Ledinson and Rod Sands. My first order of business was to recognize my wife, Julie. We've been together for 42 years, but She fainted out during the reception, as so many of you know, and she's resting fine at home. Her vital signs are fine. It was just too long a day for her, I think. My second order of business is to recognize my late brother-in-law, Lewis Vance. He was our partner at Bill Miller's, and more like a brother to us than a brother-in-law. He passed away about 8 years ago. He can't be here with us tonight, but I know he's looking on and celebrating with us. And the last and third thing I'd like to do is ask all the Bill Miller family to stand up, please. That's our family right over there. Well, it was January 2nd of 1949, the coldest day recorded in the city of San Antonio, 1 degree below zero. It had snowed 8 inches that night. The Bill Miller family was living in World War I barracks. One little heater in the house at Stinson Field. Yeah, Dick, right over there by Mission Memorial Park. But my dad was driving a Coca-Cola truck, delivering Coke for the Beadnorn family. My mother was a registered nurse, taking the bus into downtown San Antonio and sitting up all night long with a sick lady for a $5 bill. You might think that's pretty humble beginnings, but they both came from families of merchants. My dad's family owned the mill in Cramples Gap, Texas, where they were from, and he played college football. My mother's family owned the general store in Cramples Gap, Texas. She was valedictorian of her high school class and her college class. And it wasn't long until Daddy left the Coca-Cola company, bought a 3-wheeled Cushman motor scooter. We started selling eggs door to door on the southeast side of San Antonio. Yeah, it's true. We started dressing chickens in our garage. Our mother sold them out the front door. And later we opened up Highland Poultry House. A few years later, we opened up Miller's Chicken Box next door to Highland Poultry House. 2 pieces of fried chicken, slice of bread, French fries, and a slice of sweet pickle for 50 cents. And that was the beginning of Bill Miller Barbecue. I learned to swim in the San Antonio River, Mission County Park. I was about 7 years old, and Mama took me down to that water waist deep, and there was a gentle current flowing downstream, and you can't imagine what Mission County Park looked like in those days. It was a beautiful park with big pecan trees and alamo trees, and she gave me a push, said, cup your hands and pull, kick with your feet, and gave me a push downstream, and of course I sunk. But she worked me there about 20 minutes, and with the help of that current, I was learning to swim pretty good in about 20, 30 minutes. And so I went with the bicycle. Someone had left a 26-inch girl's bike at the poultry house. After about 5 days, Daddy brought it home, and Mama took me up to Miss Waters' driveway, which was up a hill there. We lived on Upson Road, and put me on that bike and kind of a little downhill there and gave me a push, and I fell over and tried to pedal. She held me, and after 4 or 5 attempts, about 20 minutes, I was kind of riding that bicycle. And so it went with Bill Miller Barbecue. When I got out of college, when my brothers got out of college, we took over a business that was doing business and making money. And so you come here to honor us tonight, but we come here and honor our parents. They were the ones that planted the acorn that in our mind grew the mighty oak. Thank you all.
Bayless may be the spokesperson of the Miller family, but we're also going to ask Vivian, Doug, and John to come join him on stage so that we can appropriately recognize all of the family with our award tonight.